left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. What a wild week of football. Week one, it was crazy. My name's John. A lot of you guys know me out there. This is going to be a great recap week. First, I want to tell you a little something that just happened. I'm actually a little shook still. I was going to 7-Eleven, right? Because, you know, it is later in the day. It's called the Tuesday night football show, not the Tuesday morning. So I did have a long work week. And then, so I went to the store to get myself a little pick me up, a little energy drink. Right. So I'm in there and there was a cashier. I won't say his name, but his name,
Tyrone.
Yeah, we'll call him cashier. Okay. From 7-Eleven, he just started breaking down and I'm like, hey man, is everything okay? And, he's like, well, you know, my son just passed away. And I'm like, wow, you know, I was kind of at loss for words. So, you know, he just started breaking down and then, you know, I said, is there anything that I can do? And he's like, well, his son lived in California with his mother and, he was trying to, you know, he's a working man, you know, so it's not like he's on the street asking for money and stuff like that. He just says he needed a little more funds to make it to Cali to the funeral. Basically, his son just passed away last night. And, you know, so I'm like, you know what? I want to help out, brother. You know, I'm here for you. So, you know, I started looking for a way to pay him. You know, there wasn't, you know, he doesn't have Cash App, no Zelle, stuff like that. So I'm like, dang, I'm like, you know, let me go to the ATM. The ATM's out of order. You know, and I'm like running to the show right now, a little behind schedule. So luckily I had some funds in the car. I'm not going to disclose the amount and stuff like that. But the main thing I wanted to get out of this, telling you guys this is, you know, you can just see it in his eyes. He's just heartbroken. And, you know, I asked if I could pray for him, you know, and he said, heck yeah. So right there in the middle of 7-Eleven, we did a live prayer asking for the Lord basically to help heal him, you know, and also assure him that his son is in heaven for a reason. And, you know, his son was 6 years old. But, you know, Jesus wanted him up there sooner rather than later for a reason. And there's a purposeful reason why this all happened, and just ask for healing and ask for basically for him, you know, to move forward with a sense of calming and a sense of peace, and, you know, not do anything out of the ordinary because of this. And I just, you know, I wanted to let you guys know that, you know, it could happen randomly where you're called on, and it just, you know, you got to step up to the plate. If the Lord is telling you, hey, we got to do this. We need to pray for this man. Go and do it. So that's all. I just wanted to share that with you guys. And Gail, how was your week going, brother?
Well, my week was not as good as yours. I almost don't want to tell my story because it is not that righteous, to be honest with you. I mean, actually, it's not that bad. You know, actually, I've had a pretty good week, even though it's only Tuesday because it's Tuesday night football. That's what we do. So my story starts off with my dogs. I've got 2 dogs. I've got my big baby, Sam. She's a Doberman Shepherd mix. And I have a Min Pin, which if you know anything about a Min Pin, it's a small Doberman named Blackie. The dog was already there. It's not a racial thing. The dog is black, but I've already spoke on it.
Yeah.
We don't need to keep going. So today was the day we had to take him to go get shots. They had to go get shots today. And if you have dogs, you know how violent this could be. So Sam, I feel like I'm not really the dog whisperer. My girl said she's a dog whisperer. Basically, Sam's not trained. I'm going to keep it real with you. She barks at everybody. I really think she would have warrants on her if she was a person, because she's just that type of dog. And Blackie actually has warrants on him where they've told him if he bites from a person, they're going to put him down. Little dog, boy. It's a small man complex. I don't know what it is.
He's got the ankle bracelet.
Man,
already.
I'm telling you.
He's got the,
I am
he's got
telling you.
the shot collar.
I won't tell you about our first experience together, but that's on another day. So we take them to where they go get shots at. And I'm like really worried about it because I'm like, Sam's going to like be barking and going crazy. And it's just going to be an experience that I don't feel like having today. We go in there. Sam's like an angel. I'm like, well, whose dog is this? Did you tell her she was getting treats after? Like, what's going on here? She's not barking at nobody. She's not barking at the other dogs, which she loves to do. Blackie's the one acting up. The point of this story is if you ever take a dog with you, it doesn't matter if you're going to the dog place or not, you need to have some wipes. Why? Blackie shitted all over the floor.
Wow.
All over the floor. I mean, everywhere. And it's one of those things where, like, my girl's looking at me, I'm looking at her, like, who's cleaning that up? They got maintenance here? Because I'm not doing it. It's, like, smeared.
Rock,
poop.
paper, scissors.
Yeah, no rock, paper. It was kind of one of those things I was like, come on, Sam, let's go over here. And kind of, like, walked off with Sam and then kind of left her standing there, like, it looks like it's on you because I'm not touching it. Nobody like batted an eye. I was like, oh, they must just crap in here all the time because everybody was just like, oh, yeah, there's wipes over there. Okay, babe, there's wipes over there. You got to go get those.
That's crazy.
I'm not doing it. So that's my story of the week. You know, like I said, it's been a great week. It's going to be a great day. Caleb, what you got going on for us? How has your week been?
My week's been good, man. It's been busy, you know, getting into football season with the line of work that I do, you know, getting a little crazy now. But it was cool. Yesterday, my sister, she wanted to, you know, go and set up because she just turned 21 this year. So she wanted to go set up her first betting account with, you know, one of the casinos on the strip. So went down to one of the casinos. I was like, you know, instead of just going there and then coming back home, because that's an hour of driving that I'm not trying to do within the span of, you know, an hour and a half.
She treats you to a meal.
She bought me, you know, she bought me a drink.
Man, ambitions are different nowadays, huh? When people turn 21, they want to go party and stuff. She wants to go make a betting account.
Literally, yeah, no. So she turned 20. Well,
Welcome
at the
to
beginning
Vegas.
of the year. And so I was like, you know what? Honestly, we'll just go down there and we'll just watch the Vikings Bears game and just kind of hang out, have a couple drinks in the sports book. So, which was really cool because she never got to do that before. So it was a whole, you know, because obviously you can't really go into a sports book before you're 21 in the casinos. So it was really cool. She ended up because of how long the process took, she couldn't place any bets until the game had started. So she put in like $20 or whatever on a couple different bets. Both of them ended up hitting. And then because she's also set up a player's card with this, you know, with this casino, she got some, you know, some free money to play in one of the slot machines. So she put in some money in the slot machines. Total, she profited like $100 out of the casino last night. In her first time like gambling in a casino, and her first time putting any money for a sports bet.
It's a trap.
I'm like, what are we?
Yeah.
It's a trap.
Did you tell her not to
Exactly.
get too excited because it doesn't last long?
I
She
told her,
thinks,
I was like, this is
happens
one
all the
time.
time.
Oh my
Right.
gosh, she's probably there right now.
Right, imagine. No, she's just like,
called
she
in
didn't know,
today.
like, she was like, damn, I cannot believe that just happened. I was like, yeah, because you're the first person in the history of Las Vegas to walk out with money. That doesn't happen ever. So, hey, take it,
So-
don't come back.
I have a question for you, Caleb.
Yeah.
Did she split any of that money with you?
I got a little bit of it. I got some of it, and then I put it into a slot machine and lost it. So, directly next to her too. So, you know
Life
what?
lesson.
It was like $10-15. I was
Somebody
like,
gives you
know,
money, put it in your pocket.
I think the casino magically knows this is your first time ever betting something.
Right. It
so
has to.
they hype you up. You know, they get that train moving.
Alarms go off in the back. They're like, oh, new booty, new booty.
Yep.
Right.
Let's get them in the right way.
Exactly.
We don't want to lose too much. We'll give her 100, but she gave us 20. So We're
Right.
giving her 80.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, she profited $100 out of it. So yeah, she put in 20. She walked out with 120. I'm like,
not
good
bad,
for
not
hey,
bad,
good
man.
for you. Between the two, I honestly was like, all right, sure. You know what? The first time that's ever gonna happen, is probably the last time that's ever gonna happen. So hey, walk out proud.
Well, that's good, man. I hope she spends it wisely, and doesn't
True.
put it right back in.
Right.
My money's gone.
Well, let's get into some football talk, right? It's
There
a
we go.
Tuesday
Yes,
night
sir.
football show. So we started the week off with a banger. It was a really good game. Cowboys and Eagles.
That was a good game.
Man.
It was a great game.
Can we talk about Jalen Carter for a second? 5 seconds into the game, he spits on Prescott because he thought Prescott spit on him
He did.
and got ejected
did.
immediately.
I don't think he thought that. Prescott spit directly into the floor.
So
Listen,
'cause
if you
I
look
saw
at,
it.
if you watch the video,
Yes.
Dak Prescott spits
Yep.
and then looks at Carter and is like, gives him a head nod. He gives him a head nod and smiles at him like, yeah, I did that to you.
Yeah, I saw that. He's.
But you know what,
Dak.
too? If you really dissect that video, I wish we had that to show you guys. I'm pretty sure you've seen it all over social media. But Carter is like over there in their
Yeah,
huddle
he was in their
almost.
huddle.
So he's way beyond the boundary line of where you're supposed to be at as a
Right.
defensive player. So
But what do they always say? The second person always gets caught. Always gets caught. Whether the
Yeah.
first person
Yeah.
can hit you, you hit him back, you're the one that gets caught all the time.
but
So
to spit straight on him, and there's all those cameras on
he
you.
was spinning down.
Well, no, Dak spat down, but Carter spat on him.
Well, that's just because he was close.
Oh, so you think it was
I think the
aimed?
spit was going down.
I think because I saw it. Dak spit like out and it didn't like
there
get
we
too
go.
close.
There we go.
Yeah, it was just a nice little
Look at that's down
It's
on the
like-
floor.
This
kind of
is
looking
how
at him
much-
a little bit.
This is how much of a Cowboy fan I
Oh,
am
he
not.
gives
I'm
the
like,
look.
he was spinning down, and Carla was like, yeah, I shouldn't have spit on him.
Look at this.
Yeah,
Look at
the
this right
smile,
here.
dude. The smile on Dak's face.
That's not going down, and gal. That's straight.
It's going
Listen.
down, but it's at his chest. It's at his chest.
That's straight on his chesticles.
But that was crazy. 5 seconds into the game, he gets ejected for the entire game, and now he's got a $60,000 fine. He won't face any further
Suspension,
discipline.
yeah, they
because
counted that as
considered
suspension.
Yeah, they considered the game he got ejected from the suspension, so he's only facing a $60,000 fine from this point forward. But
Look,
still,
which is
like, that
crazy. I was expecting to get some suspension because I heard
yes.
through the grapevine that they were putting emphasis on sportsmanship and stuff like that. So to do that in the first 5 seconds of the first game, I thought he was going to get rattled with like a
Well,
3-game suspension.
What I heard was if it had been a minute into the game, he'd have been suspended another game. But
because
being
it was
that the
right
game
there.
was only like seconds in, they counted that as the game suspension. Because he would only been suspended one game.
Technicalities.
Technicalities.
That's
Technical-
crazy.
But
Well-
hey,
huh?
you know what? We appreciate that because they understand stuff gets heated, especially in rivalry games. So they understand you know what, you
Next
basically
time, be
missed the
slicker.
entirety of a game anyway. So we'll call it good. We'll call it even.
Next time, be slicker.
Okay. Well, man, Dak looked pretty good. I thought he was going to.
Do some damage.
Well, I thought the team was just going to struggle as always, but they looked more
decent.
calm. They looked poised. They weren't racking up as many penalties as normal.
No.
Usually, when I think Cowboys, I think of kind of discombobulated almost. So,
That's how I think about him.
yeah, the clock management was pretty solid. So Schottenheimer,
They got a new coach.
Yeah.
New coach.
Yeah, Schottenheimer,
surprisingly,
not Mike
to me-
McCarthy.
Played some Marty ball.
Duh, but the Cowboys looked decent. They ran the ball really well against a pretty solid Eagles defense, granted without Jalen Carter for the entirety of the game. But they ran the ball really well and they emphasized on a lot of big plays. Didn't end up mattering in the end, but
The Eagles look like the Eagles to me. It was kind of surprising that AJ Brown didn't get any targets.
No.
Even though he's elite, like some people on our fantasy chat.
He is
think.
elite.
I don't think so.
He
We're
is,
gonna have
he
a
is.
segment about that one of these days.
Lord.
Who is elite and what is not elite? Because to me, elite is top 3, top 5 player in that category, not top 12 player. But we'll go into that.
We'll
that's,
go in
that's,
there
that's
later
another
time.
day. That's another day.
But honestly, the Cowboys should have pulled that game off if it wasn't for a couple of CeeDee Lamb,
Couple of drops.
that are just way out of his character. I haven't seen him drop like that before. So
Yeah, he doesn't drop too many balls. He doesn't.
No,
and they were right in the breadbasket too.
right.
That's the thing. They were like perfect passes
Yeah.
and perfect drops.
Yeah,
So
yeah. He had 4 drops in the game.
Cowboys doing cowboy things.
Yeah, Cowboys
Yeah.
fumbled a couple times. It was a little bit of a turnover
It
game.
was just beautiful.
And then that wasn't the only good game. There was like multiple this week. So right
yeah.
after that, Friday international game. Where was it at again? Brazil.
Brazil. Yeah.
Brazil.
Brazil Chiefs against Chargers. Oh man, I actually called this game. I called the Chargers are going to be something fierce this year, and I think the Chiefs are going to be taking a step backwards. I mean,
It's week 1.
it's week 1, yeah, but Chargers did what I said they were going to do, and
they
they
did.
looked
They
poised, and Herbert looks like
Herbert.
Herbert was Dyson,
Awesome.
bro.
he's awesome.
Can we talk about Quentin Johnston too? Where did he come from? He's been ass for the last couple years, and all of a sudden he just decided, hey, you know what? I'm gonna drop 2 tutties today.
Well, they're in Brazil, so there's no rule, so he can use his stickum. Have you heard of
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. It's the sickum. Yeah,
Hey.
Quentin Johnson, he
Whatever
balled out,
works.
man. He balled out. Good for
Whatever
him.
works. That's what they say. Whatever works.
Whatever boats your float, right?
Right.
So Chargers took that game, and then we go off into the Sunday games. You know, Cardinals over Saints. I think everybody kind of knew that was going to happen. The
Yeah.
Saints are kind of
Yeah.
going through growing pains. Got a new
A little
quarterback.
closer than I
The
thought.
Rattler,
though.
right? Rattler starting in there.
Yeah, Rattler started. Looked pretty decent.
I mean, a lot of us kind of suspected the Dolphins weren't going to be that great this year, but
Right.
no one expected them to get whooped like they did against the Colts.
I did.
Yeah, that was belt
you know,
to
hey,
ass.
you know
did.
what? And Gal
We
did
gotta
call
give him
Danny
his props.
Dimes.
I did.
We got to give him your
Guys,
oh,
what
yeah.
did I say?
We got to give him
Thank
your
you.
props.
Thank
We got to
you.
give you
He
some
called
props.
out.
They're only throwing it up because last year I was ass.
You,
I was dropping everything last year,
You
and
can
I'm
make a
starting
call.
out the gate swinging.
This man said Danny Dimes is going to have a career game.
Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
It wasn't a career game, but
it was pretty close.
It was what he threw for like 270,
270, yeah.
a touchdown. He had some yards rushing.
He had like
When do we remember?
50, 60 yards rushing.
Yeah, when do we remember Danny Dimes rushing?
Well, shoot,
He's
I
Vanilla Vic, man.
I remember a couple of big runs he had,
Ooh,
but
Vanilla
we just
Vic.
weren't suspecting
Ooh.
that.
That's Vanilla Vic.
That's no longer Danny Dimes. He's Vanilla Vic.
Yeah,
I
he-
like it.
Vanilla
But I
Vic.
did call it. I just felt like, you know what, he was due. He got rid of the Giants, even though
Yep.
they tried to play like they got rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
He went to Minnesota,
Yep, Minnesota.
was a backup for the rest of that season,
Yep.
and now he's starting because we all know Richardson,
I feel bad for the kid, bro.
he just can't stay healthy. So he went to the perfect situation, new team, knew everything, and now he can actually show how good he really is.
Yeah.
How good he really is.
Mhm.
Danny Dimes, I called it.
And
Good job
Yeah, that
once
was a
again,
great
sir.
game,
That was out of left field,
Little
and
bit.
it hit. So that's why
Right.
you watch the show, right? Because you're going to get the in-depth knowledge that we have. You know, a lot of the times we're accurate. I would think we say we're in the 90s percentile of accuracy.
ish.
Ish.
All right, the Raiders pulled off a great victory against the Patriots.
The
You know,
Raiders.
I was kind of expecting a little more from the Patriots, to
Really?
be honest.
Mhm.
You know, the new coach. I think you actually said
I picked the Raiders.
no, but you picked Vrabel for coach of the
I did. Yeah, I think I did.
coach of the year.
Week 1.
How do you
week
think
1.
that played out? Was that what you were expecting, sir?
Honestly, I did pick the Raiders to win this game, though. I mean, yes, I do think Vrabel is going to be, coach of the year by, end of time. I think, you know what, this is, it's a new team for him. He's got to kind of work himself into it again a little bit. He's been kind of out of the game for a couple years. He's been kind of just he was a positional coach for the Browns for like a year or two. So, I mean, I think in a week or two, I think we're going to really see these Patriots kind of step up, but they looked good. That defense looked pretty solid. It's a little rough because Christian Gonzalez is going to be out this week, so that's not good for them. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out for the rest of the year.
I'm excited for the Raiders.
So am
I mean,
I.
we live in Las Vegas,
Right.
So
That
I mean,
doesn't mean anything. This is a
I know, but
transplant.
even though we're not rooting for the team, like really rooting, we're not like fan favorites or anything. It is nice to just be a part
support
of a city,
the home team. Support the
Exactly.
home team.
part of a city where they're winning. You know, I feel
Right.
like if you're just getting your butt whooped all the time, it's kind of a downer everywhere
Right.
you go.
We'll take it. They're 1-0.
Which, yeah, I mean, this is the first time that the Raiders have really won since Las Vegas. I mean, we've had the Golden Knights and the Aces that have won here since they've started. Raiders haven't done it yet. They're
You know
starting
why?
to
I
pick
feel
up
like
a
this
little
is the
bit.
first time in a long time they're being coached properly.
Hey,
I
Pete
can
Carroll's
agree to
out there
that.
running routes. It's
Running
working.
routes.
Yeah, he's
70-year-old running routes.
Out there blocking Max Crosby. Like, dude, this guy is not 73. I don't.
I picked them to sneak into the playoffs this year, so
That's a
Yeah.
I'm
good pick.
excited.
That's a
We'll
good
see.
pick.
Steelers facing the Jets, kind of Aaron Rodgers, almost kind of welcome back.
Revenge
That's a
bowl.
revenge game for both sides.
He said it too. He didn't hold back at all. He said in the press conference, "I just wanted to show them,
That I still
Right.
got it.
I still
Yeah.
got it. Let
Yup.
everybody in that building know."
Yep.
And I actually had my boom was
DK?
DK Metcalf going off.
He went off.
He did all right,
He did-
but I really should have aimed it towards Rodgers on his revenge
That's
game
just
there.
because everybody thought he was going to be decent, but no one thought he was going to be what he was. 4 touchdowns. Come on.
Right.
Yeah.
No one is expecting that. Like everybody thought it's Aaron Rodgers. He knows how to play the game. He's going
Right.
to be decent, but he tore it up. He had a good game.
And Justin Fields had a great game too. Despite the loss, he looked great. This is the first time I've really seen him comfortable in an offense.
He did look pretty comfortable out
He
there.
looked really
He
good.
looked
He was
pretty
poised.
elusive.
Pretty elusive. Yeah, he had that Russian score.
I
mean,
like
he
how that
looked
goes
great.
together. Pretty elusive.
Stop.
Yeah.
it.
Oh my God.
Lord.
No, Justin Fields looked great. He looked comfortable. He looked effective. He was accurate. He looked like the best version we've seen of him.
I
Okay,
love it. I
okay.
love it. Hey, the Jets and the Steelers both going to look good this year. I mean, at least the Jets for a few games, but I think the Steelers are going to make the playoffs.
We'll see. We'll see.
Finally, let's get to this game, Giants and Commanders. And the reason why I want to get to this game, because I need to show my boy Debo some love, and I need to get this jacket off. It's a little hot in here with this baby.
Hold on,
A little
it's-
toasty.
It's still 90 degrees, 100 degrees.
Yeah, it's still 1,000 degrees out here in Las Vegas. Even though we are no longer in triple degree weather, finally, it's still like
And he
in
busted
the
out the
90s.
jacket, we'll say 2 months too early.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
all right. It's a nice jacket.
It's not
I understand.
November, big dog. It is
I
not
understand.
November.
I understand. So, yeah, let's get into it. Giants, Commanders score. Commanders win, obviously, 21-6. Daniels does his thing. Oh, wait. I was right again. Debo! He does Debo things.
Debo did
7
some Debo
receptions, 77 yards, and a tutty. Let's go.
I'm not a Debo hater. That's why I'm rocking the old school Niners jersey today,
Debo.
just to show him some love. I'm super happy that he came out, put up some points, kind of look like his old self, you know?
And everybody's saying, oh, he's fat. He's fat.
He
But
was.
I did say that last week, chunky.
I think everybody in this
Chunky
room,
noodle soup.
who, Caleb,
Yup, I did.
Quan over there on the board said it. This guy over here said it. Oh, he's fat. Nah, the man just put on some football weight to take them hits. You saw that touchdown. He had to like knock 2 people off to get into the end zone.
Now,
Yeah,
that's some old school Debo right there. But I
Put
will
on
say,
that muscle.
one guy that did not look good in that game, Russell Wilson did not look good. Less than 50% completion. That's not. You don't want to see that
That's
as a
just
quarterback.
too much Sierra and
Exactly.
not enough
football. No, that's why we started seeing. Brian Dable is starting to get
Which
questioned.
I don't blame the guy. You're right.
But I mean, that's why we started to see Brian Dable. He was getting questioned. Hey, is Russell Wilson going to be the starter moving forward? He's saying Russell Wilson's still the starter.
They're only
We'll
doing
see.
that because Jackson Dart had some good preseason games.
He looked damn
good in the
good.
preseason. Which my thing is, how are they going to Jackson Dart and not giving Winston the ball next? How did that happen?
Yeah.
I think Dart is a QB2 on that depth chart. I think so. I think that's what it is.
Terrible. That's just terrible.
I heard that Wilson actually didn't do that good because Future spiked his drink before the game. I'm just playing. All right, moving on.
He might have. He might have.
Imagine.
Panthers, Jaguars take this one. I was expecting a little more out of Bryce Young. You know, he did have that really cool touchdown pass where he threw it and then kind of turned around like
Yeah.
like a Steph Curry
Like
shot.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I seen him like having fun on the sidelines. I'm like, oh, okay, Bryce Young's starting to flex on him, starting to catch his groove, and then they didn't do anything else the rest of the
Nothing.
game. So
Nothing.
I don't know what to think.
No, I mean they didn't look that great. The weather delay doesn't help, of course, because obviously whenever stuff like that happens, it just kind of throws off whatever momentum you really
Yeah.
have. I mean, we've seen it time and time again with weather. We've seen it long time ago when Ravens Niners Super Bowl back in 2012. Niners had all the momentum, the blackout, and then nothing in the second half. So
Yep.
we see it all the time. So I mean, we'll see. Coming in the next few weeks if the Panthers can bounce back from this.
What'd you guys think about Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence looked
Not
good.
bad. All the everybody that's name starts with a T did all right.
I gotta double check that. Hold on.
Yeah,
Travis
that's a
Etienne
crazy.
looked
That's a crazy
great.
statement.
Again.
Etienne had 143 yards.
He had a good game. Well, Hunter, for his first rookie game, playing both ways, he did all right.
He did all right. I mean, he's your offensive and defensive rookie of the year, so he's got to rattle
It's a
off
good
a
start.
few of these.
But what he
babies.
showed me was because even though I had him as my bust last week, because I figured like the NFL speed was going to get to him, he showed it didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, he didn't on offense because he played mainly on offense.
Yeah.
He only played probably like 13 snaps on defense. Playing mainly on offense, the speed didn't bother him, and I think he gets the advantage being of a receiver, knowing what a DB does. You know what I mean? Because he's a better. Actually, I really think he's a better DB But
Agreed.
I think he's a really nice guy too. He looks like a nice guy.
Yeah,
cut his hair, cut the braids
Yeah,
off.
he cut the braids off.
I think he should have kept it long though.
I don't know. I saw a meme. Somebody was like,
Yes,
"Oh, he looks
I was
like a
about to
Ninja
say.
Turtle."
Yeah,
And I ain't gonna lie, it pissed me off
because they're right.
I don't know why.
He has that big smile.
It's
I
that
was
big
like,
smile,
I'm kind of
man.
happy. He makes me smile.
Michelangelo,
I
man,
love it.
calm down. Yeah.
Mikey out here smiling too much, man.
Bengals over the Browns. That was a lot closer than what people were
It was
expecting.
17-16 or
Yeah,
something like that.
super close. They almost lost that game.
That's a rough game for both sides.
Yeah, and here we are thinking Joe Burrow is going to be MVP, but the last couple of years he has been starting off a little slow, but that was really slow.
Right.
And he's not hurt. He had a really good offseason, no injuries, no setbacks, so
Right.
that was really surprising.
He actually played in the preseason, if I'm correct, and they
Yeah.
never play in the preseason.
No.
They played this year,
And he looked great in the preseason too.
so we'll see what happens. It was versus the Browns.
Bucks over Falcons. Bucks take that game. Falcons look pretty good.
Right.
I like Penix.
Yeah.
He
Penix looked
showed.
great.
Is it Penix or
Penix.
Penix? I always
Penix.
get
It's
that.
Penix.
I always get that name wrong.
You just like it because of the meme.
But that's a good fantasy pickup right there because he
You
looked.
think so?
Yeah,
'Cause
he
he's
was
still on
running
the
and
bench.
throwing.
I have him on one of mine. He gave me I think like 25 points in my other league this week.
I was gonna pick him up, but I just have no space.
He gave me good. But Amika Egbuka looked great. 2 touchdowns in that game with the game winner. I mean, that was a really close game back and forth in the fourth quarter. Falcons almost sealed it with that touchdown late, but we'll see.
No, it was good. It was good. Like, I'm a Mayfield fan. Baker. I like Baker. So anytime Baker can do anything, it works for me.
Broncos take it over the Titans. That was a little rougher than expected too.
Yeah.
I thought Bo Nix was gonna come out swinging.
You know
He
what
had
I
a lot of
realized?
fire.
The Titans' defense,
Not bad.
it's not bad.
Not bad at all.
They're not terrible. I'm not going to say they're great, but they're not terrible.
Yeah. And Cam Ward didn't actually look that bad either. He looked like a pretty solid, rookie quarterback this week. I mean, he
Another thing about Cam Ward, what I realized, and I was talking with another Titans fan because we were actually here at the studio watching the game. Once he learns how to put actually some touch on the ball,
Yep.
Yeah.
it's a wrap because he'll get the ball and it'll hit your hands, but it's 100 miles an hour hitting your hands. It'll hit like your fingertips, and they're like, he should have caught it. It touched his hands. Yeah, it almost broke his hands too.
Right.
Like if because he had a couple plays that actually could have won them the game, like would have got him down there to get the touchdown, but he bulleted them in there. So if he learns how to put some touch on it, he'll be better. It'll be good. It'll be good.
Be solid.
I mean, I was expecting the Lions to do a little better too. It looks
That
like
was-
the Packers just mollywopped them all game long. I'm surprised they even scored the 13 points.
I wonder why
Awful, bro.
the chosen one is there.
Yeah.
Doom, doom, doom.
Micah Parsons.
Micah, let's see the clip.
Micah looked good, bro.
Does look at him.
Look at him.
Look at that
go,
chase
bro.
down.
Chase down.
Dude,
Now, before he always acknowledges his tribal chief. You guys saw that. He put the finger up, acknowledged his tribal
that's
chief.
the one. That's the one.
Now, you see what he had to go through to get? There it is right there. To get?
Look
be
at him
able to chase
fight,
down?
man. Look at him fight.
All I,
I
want to
wasn't
say
expecting
is,
him to get a sack this game, so that's
first off, before I even get into how Green Bay's defense is it's going to be crazy, I want to thank Dallas. Because
Yeah, I think we all want to thank Dallas.
well, I want to thank him getting out of the NFC East. So thank you. And thank you again because, I mean, stupid is as stupid does.
Right.
And so I'm forever for that.
yeah.
So Green Bay's defense.
It was all those injections. He didn't feel none of those offensive linemen. They were
I
just
think they
bouncing
had
right
like
off.
the
Exactly,
defense
yeah.
totally had like 3 sacks, and he didn't even play all the game. He didn't play.
Yeah.
I think he played maybe like 30 snaps.
Something like that. It was
Um,
sparing.
But when they were doing when he was on the field and when he was off the field, I mean, when he was on the field, the defense like just took it up 3-4 notches,
Yeah.
and it was crazy. They got like 3 sacks while he was on the field. While he wasn't on the field, they didn't get a sack. I mean, Green Bay is going to be pretty elusive.
Hey,
Bro, we can't be using that for everybody.
Nah.
That's
It just
that's
sounds
for
good
Purdy.
if you
I
say
know,
it
right?
in that tone.
Green Bay is a game that is a
Jordan
team to
Love
watch.
looked solid. Aaron Jones looked solid. What threw me off was the Lions, but hey, what can you expect after losing your offensive and defensive coordinators? It's not just going to be business as usual.
But that tells you what type of league that the NFL is. After one game, I swear, was it Dan Campbell, the coach?
Dan Campbell, yeah.
They were already talking about, is he on the hot seat? Like,
Bro,
he just had
there's
2
no
solid
chill.
years. 2 solid years.
With a team that was an afterthought.
Right.
Now we're talking about Detroit. 2
been
solid years.
Garbage for 30 years.
One bad game. Is he on the hot seat? Boy, this NFL is no chill, boy.
Absolutely
They are
not.
No chill.
Absolutely not.
Rams over Texans. I mean, I thought that was gonna be a slugfest, slower game, and called it. Rams, they couldn't get a lot of offense going. The Texans definitely couldn't get any offense going. What do you guys think about CJ Stroud and Nico and stuff like that? Do you feel like this connection is going to come back together, what we saw a few years ago, or is this kind of done?
I think so. I think you have to understand too, the Rams defense, this is a premier defense this year.
I mean, their
especially
defensive
with how-
line.
Their defensive line especially, but yeah, even their linebackers are solid. Their secondary is a solid piece. Obviously, that front four is amazing. But I think you just give it another week or two. Let CJ and them
I
get
think
back
it's gonna take until Joe Mixon comes back.
Yeah.
That'll help a
Because
lot.
I feel
as well.
like once their running game really becomes elusive, it'll really be that much better. Because like they got Nick Chubb, and Nick Chubb is still good. I still feel like Nick Chubb is a really good running back, and I'm not just saying that because he's on my fantasy team. He's on the bench though, but still, Joe Mixon obviously is better than Nick Chubb. And once they get Nick Chubb back, that just opens up the floodgates for Stroud to throw it to
Yeah.
Nico. So,
absolutely.
Well, that's what happens when you take a lot of hits, in the NFL. Speaking of hits, Caleb,
Yeah.
there was a big hit that happened, Cardinals versus Saints, right?
Yeah, that was a huge hit. I want to see this because this is, I mean, Will Johnson, bro, guy fell in the draft because people thought he wasn't healthy enough, and he does this to a pretty solid young receiver in Chris Olave, flattens him, bro.
was
Absolutely.
crazy.
Look at him. Late in the game, you just gotta absolutely lay him out like that. He played that play perfectly, flattened the guy.
you know what I
Flattened him.
love about that hit? The walk-off.
It's the stare down at the camera that's ahead of him. He's like, he knows that
the
that's going on
walk-off
YouTube.
the walk-off is
Caleb
pretty.
called me. He's
Bam.
like, "Hey, I want to get this hit.
Right.
I want to get this hit on live TV. Let's go. Put
He's
it
like,
on there."
I'm playing against Chris Olave this week. Can you help me out here, bud? No, but
He
Let's
laid
go.
him. Oh man, he
it was a
put this.
great hit by the
That's
rookie.
like that old Tecmo Bowl hit stick. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
man hit stick right there.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, boy.
All right.
Bills
Let's
Ravens.
talk about. No,
Oh,
I
sorry.
don't want to go there
My bad.
yet. I don't want to go there yet. I want to talk about the Niners and Seahawks. Okay, so obviously that was a little closer than I was expecting. But hey, what happens? That's what happens when you lose a lot of players. We lost Jennings. We lost Kittle again. Brock's hurt again. Toe,
Yup.
shoulder.
Yup.
Noted. It's his left shoulder. Thank God. But obviously we don't have Ayuk. We're just missing a lot of players. But I just want to talk about how elusive Brock is, because that first drive, at least when he had one, two of his playmakers there, we have C-Mac, and we had Kittle. That first drive was just butter.
Listen,
was
I talk
perfect.
a lot of mess about Brock Purdy just because I'm just like, I don't get it until I saw him play live.
Yeah.
Yep.
When he came out here in Vegas, I went to the game, the preseason game, and I saw him play, and he only played one series.
Mm-hmm.
In the series that he played, I understand.
Looked pretty good, right?
I understand. He was elusive. Like, he literally, I was watching him play, and I was thinking about you, John, because I was just like, I can't say nothing about this guy now because he is literally what they are talking about.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
only saw him play one series live. It's totally
Yeah.
different than watching it on TV.
Yeah,
It was
and then the injuries were hitting, and the game was
Yep.
a little slower. We actually almost lost that game. Jake
Yeah.
Moody's just missing too many field goals. I don't know what's up with that kid.
Who?
That's why he's gone now. He is gone out of San Francisco. We don't have to worry about
And
him
the
blowing a
Niners
Super Bowl
rejoice.
for us again. But honestly, even with that, Brock Purdy was kind of back and forth in that game. He threw a couple of picks. One of them was into triple coverage, which I understand. Hey, you got faith in your receiver. I love that. Triple coverage, I feel like unless it's prime DeAndre Hopkins, you should not be throwing that.
Excuse me, Caleb. There was 4 people there.
Was it 4?
Yeah, there was 4 people.
And you know
Even
what?
worse,
You
even
know what
worse.
though? Like after all the years of just watching Brock Purdy grows, I've never seen him throw up just throw up random balls where anybody
Right.
can catch it.
Well,
that
you
was
know
kind of
why?
the first time I've seen that.
You know why? Because they paid him. He's not going nowhere. So now he can throw those interceptions. Before it was like, oh, I got this guy behind me. I can't do it.
To me, I think that everybody, just looking back at the tape, everybody's covered, man. Nobody can get open.
Yeah.
So he's just like, who do
How
I
come he
throw
didn't
it to?
run? He should have ran.
Yeah, I think he needs to start using his legs a little more. But I will tell you, when the game was on the line, that man showed a lot of courage in that last drive with
Yup.
all the chips pushing to the table. The time's running down. It was 10-13. This is our last drive. We actually committed to that drive because we could have tried to score a little sooner and then give the ball back and try to get it back and have another shot. But we're like, nope, this is it. So they
This is
pushed
the
all the
drive.
chips in, and that man made a heck of a throw to Pearsall. You guys seen that?
That was a
let's
good.
let's
that was
let's
a
put
good
that
throw.
one up.
Yeah, I
That
saw
was
that ball.
beautiful.
It was beautiful.
All the pressure in the world.
just
Let's see.
Look at that.
great
You
ball.
saw that
Boom.
push off though? Pearsall with
That's-
the push off. That's the only reason why he caught that ball.
Nah, he put a
Okay,
little
maybe
hand
not,
out.
but
Nah.
still.
Look at this from a different angle, and Gal, tell me
I'm telling you.
There-
this
Yes.
is it.
Let's
Clutch
look at the push
with
off.
2 minutes left. The
he
pump
hit him with
fake.
a nice move,
Let's
and there it is.
go.
Why is his arm extended?
Just right in
He's
the
trying to keep him
bucket.
off him. He's not trying to push. He's just
He's
trying to keep his
pushing.
distance.
He's pushing. Oh,
I'll
even
say-
better angle. Look at this.
Yeah,
What is that?
Purdy
Push.
made some good.
Oh,
That's
oh.
he tapped him, bro.
Oh.
That's a love tap. What are you
I
talking
mean,
about?
every great receiver does that. When
He's
you guys
great.
agree?
Also, can we talk about
He's on the way.
Tariq
He got-
Woolen got torched?
It was a nice. It was a nice.
I think he's
play.
gonna be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, you start off getting shot in the chest. You have a good start.
Right.
Hall of Fame. I don't
Got
know.
some street
Hey,
cred.
he'll be
Street
good.
cred.
We'll
Probably
see.
got a
We'll see
vest
where that
underneath
goes.
that damn-
But then, it came down to the last play again. So with everything, all the chips pushed in, look at this last play.
Yeah,
And you're asking why didn't he run? Look, he could have took a sack here.
to the young guy
Nope,
here too.
boom. And yeah, it wasn't the greatest throw, but he gave the guy a chance and
Yeah.
Oh,
He
Made
went
the
up and
play.
snagged it.
He made the play. And what's crazy about this too, so Jake Tongas, this is our backup tight end. That's his first catch ever. His first NFL catch was a touchdown to win the game.
that he snatched out of the hands. So
Purdy had no
that
idea.
was a nice play. That's
a good play.
That was a pick.
yeah.
That was literally a pick, and that guy snatched the
I think
ball
it
out
was
of
gonna be a
that
pick.
DB's hands. So that was really a good play.
But
I was looking at this. I was like, "Why is Purdy hugging? He didn't do nothing. He threw that ball in the air,
I still want to give him some
He went up
credit
and
though,
got it.
because he threw it
snatched
up
and
there.
that was a good play, though. That was
Yeah.
a good play.
Yeah.
I seen a lot of QBs just throw it away. We take the field goal, some Jimmy G type stuff. At least he's going for the win, so I appreciate that. He just needs
Yeah.
to get it together,
Great
Mm.
play.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Jake Tongas, dude. The huge extension with the hops, man. Love that play.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, on a more important note, though,
Mm.
how the hell we get 2 Niner clips in this segment right here? Like there was 2 full. Now
Hey,
I remind
You
you,
gotta watch the full
the
story.
2 guys, actually the 3 guys I'm in this room with are all Niner fans. So I guess I kind of.
Let's
Wow, I guess I
go.
kind of answered my own question there. How are we getting freaking Niner clips?
Now,
all
I'll
right.
say this. I did not submit a Niner clip. I submitted the Will Johnson just flattened clip.
What does
all
it
right?
matter?
I put a Cardinal clip in. That's
That's because you knew he was doing 2 clips.
nah, I put the.
We
I
got
ain't mad at you.
We got
I'm-
a lot of Niner fans watching this podcast.
I know.
we got
you
him.
know.
I'm not mad at you at all.
You know what they say? They're the new America's team. We have the most faithful. out
Moving
there.
forward.
All right.
the faithful.
Ravens versus Bills. That was a
Dude.
crazy game. I think
Wild.
every quarterback watching that game, it put them on alert. Like, holy cow, how are we going to keep up with these guys?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, excluding the game, because I could really care less about either one of those teams.
Mm.
The thing I really loved was hearing Josh Allen rip his fans.
That was
Rip his
I didn't
fans.
hear that. What did he say?
They left early.
Oh, yeah,
and he
I mean, I
basically
seen
was
that.
like,
yeah.
"Oh, you guys we don't need you."
He literally said.
See, that's not something the faithful would do.
he said.
It's not.
Stay later, bro, because stuff like this is gonna happen. You leave early, you're gonna miss stuff like this.
And I will be talking about that in my trash segment today about the faithful.
Yeah, they had. I think it was less than 1% chance to win within. It was like 4 minutes left of the game. They had less than 1% chance to win, and they won the damn thing.
That's a heck of a time to place a bet.
right.
I think everybody was glued to their TV, though.
I was,
And nobody
yeah.
believed it.
I was watching this game.
It's
I'm
not gonna
like,
happen.
what is happening? They're down 15, 20 points at one point.
It was like 15 points in.
It was like right at the beginning of the fourth quarter, I think.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
10, 11 minutes left in the game.
Yep.
How do you leave the game, though, with Josh Allen? He's proved
Look,
it so many times.
You're already going to be stuck in traffic. It is what it is.
I mean,
was
you
there a
paid,
rain
the
delay?
you paid the money to
No.
get there.
No, there wasn't a rain delay.
And you
Not in
have
that
Josh
game.
Allen, who's came back on so many people already. I don't get it. Those fans are crazy. They don't know what they have.
I remember watching the game, and it was like a couple minutes left, and all you see in the stands is people just leaving.
You know, Josh Allen was a Niner fan.
he was growing up because he grew up in SoCal.
Yeah, crazy.
again.
All right.
But-
Hold on. I do want to mention, though,
Random
how
Niner
are the
facts.
Ravens giving up these big time leads in the fourth quarter, in the second half? That's crazy.
That's been an issue
Well,
the entirety of Lamar's
honestly,
time.
they won the game because Henry fumbled. If
I know. That
Henry
was a
wouldn't
big
have
one.
fumbled,
But you could feel their aggressiveness trying to score. They just turned that button way off.
yeah, if
Yeah.
Henry wouldn't have fumbled,
They started trying to
Buffalo
run the
wouldn't
clock.
have got the ball back, and then it wouldn't have turned into a thing. So, I mean, you're not gonna say, "Oh, it's Henry's fault." It's Henry's fault.
Yeah. All right. Last game Monday night. I mean, it was a really slow game. I almost fell asleep watching this game, but it ended up being a really good one.
That
It was
fourth
a fun one to
quarter.
watch.
That
man.
fourth quarter,
Fourth
JJ
quarter.
McCarthy, he started grooving, moving, and shaking. You
Yep.
know, he started just getting confident. It's cool when you can just see the confidence in quarterback just start growing.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool to watch. Caleb Williams looked pretty good.
He looked
in the
good.
beginning, and then he started turning it off. So
Yeah,
Man.
that game. This game's a bummer. We'll talk about why later, but it's a bummer. I felt it. ESPN, you suck. That's all I'm gonna say.
Nah. I mean, honestly, this was a pretty decent game. It was a very NFC North game for most of this because it was slow. It was a grudge match. It was a fight for the entire game. A pretty nice. I mean, hey, I'll say this: JJ McCarthy, he grew up a Bears fan, and he did get his dream. He lived his lifelong dream of throwing a touchdown to a Bears receiver, well, a Bears player, with
Right,
that
right.
pick six. But honestly, I mean, hey, the whole time, even though they were down, they weren't looking that great. McCarthy on the sidelines, he was hyping up his teammates. He's like, hey, we got it. We'll get there. It's okay. I got you. And they got there and they won it.
Well, they say it's not how you start; it's how you finish.
Exactly.
So it's not how you start; it's how you finish. And he finished it good. He finished it really good. So
okay, well, let's move on to fantasy.
fantasy.
I know we're all locked and loaded, ready to
Locked
go.
and
I
loaded.
had a great week one. I'm excited. And Gail, not so much over there, right?
No, I mean,
Hey, I don't know how I won, but I won.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
yeah, I was ripped, and this is how I was ripped off, guys. That's why I say E ESPN sucks. I've got DJ Moore. I was up technically 2 points. That last play where they threw him the ball, and he didn't fumble, he pitched it back. ESPN counted it as a fumble. I go back down 2 points. I lose.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
rough, man. I mean, we've seen it happen where, ESPN adjusts their scoring a little bit. Maybe something was called a fumble and it goes back or vice versa. And
But that's not what even makes it worse. The guy I lost to is talking trash like he actually won the game. That's the part that sucks, Chris.
hey, he's just happy because the Vikes won after
Yeah.
putting a hole in his TV at that first half.
All right. So, so we got boomer bust, right? Let's go over that. I do want to mention that my booms didn't really hit. Well, last week I kind of did like a little hybrid boomer bust. I said JJ McCarthy might do good. He might boom, he might bust. I also said Karen Williams might boom, might bust. And they looked a little iffy going into it, but actually JJ McCarthy did pretty good.
Yeah.
looked
He
good.
scored
Second half king.
He scored 21 points. He was projected to score 17. And then Williams, he put up 13. So I would kind of say that was a bust because everybody was expecting him to get 15, 20 because he gets the ball a lot. So I would say that was kind of on the bust end. But, I knew the Texans were going to come out and play a little bit of bully ball. Who's your boom and bust this week, Caleb?
This week, I'm taking Lad McConkey to boom against the Raiders this week. That secondary is not great. Their defensive line is better. So I think what's going to happen is the Raiders are going to be able to stop the run on Marion Hampton a little bit, and Lad McConkey is going to feast on a pretty weak Raiders secondary. He's slated to hit 14 this week. I think he's going to hit a lot higher than that. In a similar fashion, I'm taking Devon Achane to bust this week. They're playing against Buffalo. That Buffalo D-line is insane. Ed Oliver is very tough to deal with, especially against a relatively weak Dolphins offensive line. He's slated to hit 18 points for this week. I don't see that happening. I think this is another game where a running back, just like last week with Ashton Genty, like I said, where this running back is just not going to perform this week.
Okay. That's nice. Let me tell you mine. So my boom this week is a player that I never really go this route, but my boom is CeeDee Lamb. I'm taking CeeDee Lamb over the Giants. And exactly. And the only reason I'm taking that is because after what happened to him last week, I feel like he's going to kill these Giants, which I could care less. I really am going to probably be rooting for the Giants, but I do feel like CeeDee Lamb's going to have a really good game this week.
Okay.
My bust is Aaron Rodgers. Pittsburgh plays Seattle. And I feel like Aaron Rodgers last week versus the Jets, the revenge game, he had a flashback. I feel like he had a flashback. Well, the flashback time is over. That Seattle defense is going to put the stick to him. He's too slow. He can't really, he moves to the left and he trips over his own feet.
He is taking some sacks.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like
Seattle's D is tough, too.
They're tough. They are.
They got a tough defense.
They were playing the Niners tough last week.
So Aaron Rodgers is my bust this week.
So he's not a loser.
Who was your boom and bust last week?
Boom, last week, winner, Danny Dimes.
So you're hitting, bro.
Did his thing. And then my bust, I had Travis Hunter, but, he did his thing. So I'll take the one. I'll take the 50-50 last week.
Yeah.
Okay. Caleb, who was your boom and bust last week?
I had Justin Fields booming last week, and that's exactly what he did. He balled out, scored just about 30 fantasy points. His prop was 15. Ashton Genty, he was listed at 17. I thought he was going to bust, and he hit, I believe it was 13 points this last week. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Hey, I'm taking that win.
He didn't have that many yards, but
no.
he
got
scored
that
a touchdown.
He got that touchdown at the end.
He didn't have that many yards.
He had like 30 yards.
So I would say collectively our boom and bust are right on track, you guys. That's why you gotta watch the show. My boom and bust this week, I'm gonna pick actually the elite wide receiver over there in Philly, AJ Brown. I think they're gonna just throw him the ball like 20 times to try to make up for last week.
They are.
So it's not that.
Well, they did that last year when he was complaining about not getting the ball.
Yeah,
and
they're just going to feed him the ball like crazy.
Right.
You're going to see a lot of action going to A.J. Brown. So I think A.J. Brown's going to have over, 25 to 30 points. So if you have him, you were going to start him anyways, but just make sure he's locked in. My bus, I'm going to go with Danny Dimes. So yeah, he had a he had a great game last week, but this week he's playing Denver. They got a crazy defense over there. That's number one defense. So
they got a solid
top-tier defense.
I think he's gonna come a little bit back to reality, and you're gonna see Danny Dimes making those mistakes.
Pick sixes. They got defensive player of the years over there. So
check downs,
in Denver,
sacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Danny Dimes.
That's gonna be a.
I think he's be running for his life instead of running for yards.
Exactly. Yeah. That's gonna be a tough game for him this week.
All right, let's go into the lock of the week. So who's your lock of the week, Caleb?
I'm taking Josh Jacobs this week. I mean, Green Bay offense is always going to be fun to watch, and Josh Jacobs is an elite running back. His prop is 18, so it's definitely a tall order this week, but I think he's going to hit it, and I think we're going to see potentially a much bigger game out of him this week.
Not bad, not bad. So my lock of the week is the Thursday night game. I'm taking Jaden Daniels, Green Bay's defense. Now, as great as Green Bay's defense is, Jaden Daniels is playing on a different level right now. He's just playing very elusive. He's just playing on a different level, so I'm definitely taking Jaden Daniels.
Need to stop it, man. That's Purdy's.
No, we need to do.
Mantra.
It's not Purdy's mantra. I'm taking it. Jaden Daniels is playing. He's being very elusive. So no, I'm just taking Jaden Daniels. I feel like he's gonna tear it up. He's gonna tear it this week.
Okay, I like that pick. My absolute lock of the week, who's gonna hit this week is going to be Tyreek Hill. I think he was on the sidelines just pouting, angry. And, when you have that type of energy, that type of leadership on the sidelines like that, you have two choices as a head coach. You can either get him going or keep doing the same thing and your season's gone. He has that much influence on the team. So I think, the head coach over there, ex-49er, he might be with the Niners next year. We'll see. He's going to do whatever he can to try to save his job and his season, and that starts with feeding the cheetah. So he's going to get Tyreek Hill a lot of balls. So kind of similar to A.J.
Waddle's
Brown.
hurt too, isn't he? Yeah, Waddle hurt his shoulder last week. So
yeah.
Who else are they going to throw it to?
Exactly.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
All right, you guys. So, there is a lot of exciting games coming up next week. So, I went 2-1. I had 3 picks. I picked the Niners to win. They nailed that one. I picked the Chargers to upset the Chiefs, and they nailed that one. So I picked one wrong there, but I have 3 more picks this week, and I really feel confidently that they're gonna hit. But first, before I share mine, I want you to share yours, Caleb.
So this week, I'm taking. It's a close one because you have Philly versus Kansas City. That's one game that I'm looking at this week. It's a Super Bowl rematch. I mean, both teams didn't look super good in week 1, but I think it's in Kansas City. I think it's gonna be tough for Philly. I'm gonna take Kansas City in this week 1 or in this Super Bowl rematch this week. Another one I'm looking at is Tampa Bay versus Houston. A couple of really solid teams, a couple of wild card teams. I'm honestly not so sure about that Houston's defense against this Tampa Bay offense. This Tampa Bay offense is looking great. Mike Evans looks good. Emeka Buka looks great. Bucky Irving looks good. Baker looks good. I'll take Tampa this week. And then my last one, Denver versus Indy. We just talked about it just a second ago with Danny Dimes. I'm taking Denver in a huge game this week. I think they're going to absolutely put the clamps on this Colts offense, which outside of Jonathan Taylor doesn't have much going on. And we're going to see a huge Denver win this week.
And you were 2-1 last week too, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so
'cause I had
we're gonna
what-
see who takes the lead. I think you finished 2-1 as well.
Yeah, I think we all did actually.
Yeah.
I think
So who's your 3 teams? that you're
So
picking?
my 3 teams this week.
We got the championship bout on the line, by the way.
I know, I
we
know.
do.
I know.
These picks really mean something.
One of my games is I'm doing Las Vegas Raiders and the Chargers. I'm actually taking the Raiders in that game. The Chargers played great last week, but that was last week. So I feel like the Raiders, with that super new coaching, they've kind of just revamped the whole team. It's like a totally different vibe.
That Carroll
With the-
energy.
Yeah, it's a totally different vibe with the Raiders right now. So I'm taking the Raiders over the Chargers.
That's a crazy pick.
It is, but that's what I'm here for,
I love
sir.
it. I love
That's
it.
what I'm
I
here
love
for.
it. I love
And then I'm also taking the Thursday night game, Washington over Green Bay. Why? Because that's
That's
you
your
see
boys.
it. Yeah, Washington over Green Bay. Like I said, I just feel like Jaden Daniels, J5, if that's what you want to call him. He's just playing on a different level right now. And then the last pick, I'm taking Jacksonville over Cincinnati. Why am I taking Jacksonville? Cincinnati every year starts off like crap. They won last week, and it's like, oh, they're no longer in that little funk. They beat the Browns 17-16. They're still in that funk. And Jacksonville is playing. If you watch Jacksonville's game last week, they played pretty good.
Yeah.
So Cincinnati's defense is weak right now. They are weak. So I just feel like Jacksonville, it's one of those sleeper games, but I feel like Jacksonville is going to take that. So I got the Raiders, Washington, and Jacksonville.
Okay. All right. So my 3 picks, I'm going with the Dolphins over the Patriots. So like I said about Tyreek, hey, they need to change the whole, just
Everything.
over there. So all the chips are pushed in on that one. So I think the Dolphins are going to pull it out and kind of get back on track. I think the week 3 they're going to struggle again, but I think for this game in particular, they have a weak enough opponent where they're going to pull this game out. Niners, we are going into this just battered and bruised and bandaged up, and no Kittle and possibly no Purdy. I actually think it's smart for them to sit Purdy this 1 week, let him heal up that shoulder, let him heal up that toe, put Mac Jones in there. I seen Mac Jones in the preseason. That man
Mac Jones.
Yep,
He looked decent.
he can control the ship, especially against the Saints. We're not playing a super crazy opponent. So
Who's your guys' third string quarterback?
third string?
Christian McCaffrey?
Right? No, God, no, not after the NFC Championship.
I'm just wondering.
I actually don't know because we cut Tanner Mordecai, so I don't know who our third string quarterback
I'm
is
not
right
sure,
now.
man. That's a heck of a
Just
question.
curious because
All right.
Mac Jones he's a good quarterback, but kind of frail.
But I got the Niners over the Saints. So Mac Jones starting or
Mac
Purdy.
Jones.
I think they're going to go over there and pull this win out in New
Yep.
Orleans. And then I actually got the Texans getting back on track a little bit here and taking care of the Bucks.
Okay, so
So-
a little
Ooh,
opposing. Okay,
the Texans
Well,
over the
good luck
Bucks?
to you this week, or not.
Okay, that's a good one. The Bucks, huh?
That's a
That's
tough one.
Curtis Rourke, and he's out too. So Niners might only have one quarterback.
Wow.
Oh,
okay,
that's right.
so
Yeah,
it
the
might be
Indiana guy.
Christian
That's right.
McCaffrey.
And that voice you hear in the background is our lovely producer Quan.
Thanks, Quan.
59999.
We can't remember it all, so thank you for being our
Forgot about Curtis Rourke.
brain in the
Our-
background.
Our voice in the sky.
The almighty Quan.
Whoa.
I'm kidding.
I mean, if that's what you're going
All right, you guys. So I want to do a little segment for you. It's going to be called Johnny Bets. So last week I got proof of concept here. The bets that I make, they hit. And last week I hit a big one. Okay. I'm only playing $10. So the bets that I'm going to be making on this show, you guys can bet them, but I'm only saying, hey, put $10 on it. This is for the little guys. The pockets aren't super heavy, but hey, if you can put $10 in and win $500, $600, $700, hey, that might change your whole week. That might pay your car note that week, might help you pay the mortgage. That's awesome, right? Little risk, high reward. So if you're in a place where you can bet like Las Vegas, where we're at, you might want to take advantage of this because I hit a 9-teamer last week.
9 teams.
Super awesome. Can we get that on the screen, Quan? I want to show these guys the proof. Let's go. So $10 and it brought me home $600.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Super excited about that.
Still
And you
pissed
know
off
what?
at the Chargers.
When I made this bet, which I'm going to be doing here on the show, I didn't think about it too much. I feel like when people place their bets, they really over dissect things. So I kind of just went in there and
Okay. So
picked-
so tell us what you got for us this week.
So this week, okay,
Write this
it's going to
down.
be right off the dome, okay, and we're going to keep track of this, and I'm going to show you guys a ticket
He's
next
about
week.
to freestyle on y'all.
So I'm going to go same with the same nine-way parlay. So it's going to be a big one.
Let's see what you got.
So the first team I'm going to pick is the Niners over the Saints. So that's pick 1, okay?
Yep.
The second pick is going to be Cowboys over the Giants.
Okay.
Dak, CeeDee Lamb, we talked about them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reasonable.
I think the Lions are going to kind of get back on track here. I don't think they're going to put it up in an embarrassing game again, especially against the Bears. You know, I think that's the right team to get back on track. So Lions, pick number 3. Pick number 4, I got the Broncos stopping and bringing the Colts back to reality. Pick number 5, I am going to go with Penix over the Vikings. Okay. The Falcons over the Vikings.
Yep. I like that.
And that's an underdog pick right there. So I'm excited about that one. That one's going to help grow the ticket. All right. And I'm saying this live. So you're seeing me think through this. Chargers against the Raiders. I know you picked the Raiders and I'm excited for them and all that energy and stuff, but I think Jim Harbaugh is ready to
Put
shut
in
that
some
down.
work. He's
Yep.
ready to put in some work.
I'm going with the Chargers on that pick. Where are we at? Is that pick number 6?
I think that's 5 or 6. Yeah.
Yeah, pick number 6.
We'll say 6 and we'll do 3 more.
Okay, so pick number 7. We got. I'm going to go with the Eagles over the Chiefs. They're going to beat them again.
Okay.
I
in
don't think
Kansas City.
in Kansas City.
That's a tough one.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Like the stones on the sky.
Yep. And then I got the Dolphins over the Patriots. And then I believe I have one more. Let me just count through these
Yep.
really quick. So we got.
Yeah. But hey, we'll see. I mean, while you're counting this up, we'll see how this pans out. I mean, you got a lot of some pretty close games. I think there's a couple that definitely can pan out. The one I'm kind of, back and forth on. I don't know if I can agree with Lions over the Bears this week. I think this is gonna be a tough one. They definitely could pull it out, but if the Lions look like they did against Green Bay, this is gonna be a very tough week for him. So
Caleb,
we'll
man,
see.
I'm telling you, with the new offense that they're running over there, Caleb Williams
That's what I'm saying.
he's playing. He's playing, this is year 2, but
Right. This is really year 1. If you like, it's year 2, but it's year 1 because last year Matt Eberflus was not the head coach for him. It just wasn't. It wasn't a good.
yeah,
mesh.
a lot of the things that you're hearing that came out of that camp last
Right.
year were not too positive.
Mm-mm.
But this year, what's his name? Ben Johnson?
Ben Johnson.
He's not having it. He is
No.
not having it. So it's either going to be my way or
my
I'll
way.
find somebody that's going to do it my way,
Right.
basically.
I mean, we've seen it in the offseason. I mean, Ben Johnson, when guys were making mistakes when they were having when they were kind of being divas or anything like that, he made them work. He made them pay for it. So we'll see how it goes this week.
All right, I was at pick number 8. This is my final pick, you guys. And I'm going with the Ravens over the Browns.
Okay.
There we go.
So we
All right.
waited all that time for that.
Yes.
Like,
For
literally-
This is
like,
live, okay?
He even said, and I'm going with, silent pause. And I'm
And
about
then
to
another
say,
10
I
seconds
thought it was
of
going to be
wait.
some game that I didn't even know was playing, and the Ravens over the Browns.
Hey, thank me later, okay? So just to recap, we got Ravens, we got Dolphins, we got Niners, we got Cowboys, we got Lions, we got Broncos, Eagles, Falcons, and the Chargers. Book
Okay,
it. Let's
okay.
go.
All right. We'll see how it pans
You
out.
heard it here first, coming from Johnny Betts.
All right, let's
Johnny
get
Betts.
it. Time for our final segment. Trash. And gals trash talk. Let's go.
All right, guys. So we'll start it off like this. I really been thinking about this so hard today. The fan experience at a game. Let's talk about it. Fans leave early. That's trash. There's no way in hell I'm gonna pay for a ticket, stay in the cold, and then leave in the fourth quarter when my team's hot. That's trash. That's the worst thing you could do.
Yeah.
Some of the food at some of these stadiums, trash. They're, oh my goodness. Like, some of the experience being here, like, I never really used to go to preseason games. I went to a couple preseason games this year. Here in Vegas, it might be a little different because they try to make the preseason game like the regular season game with all the halftime stuff and all that kind of stuff. But, like, I know in Arizona, trash. Where can I say? I'm not going to lie. I went out to SoFi.
Really?
I went to SoFi, trash.
Really?
The experience I had when we went to SoFi, trash. I'm not even going to lie to you. It was like, just makes no sense. You can't, they no longer take cash, which I get. You don't want to get robbed and all that kind of good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But what if you don't have the money on your card and all you got is cash? And then now I got to make sure I got $150 on my card so I can get a hot dog and a drink. What if I want to drink a beer? Now I got to have $200 on my card. Like, it's getting out of control. It's just way too expensive to go to the game.
Yeah.
And it's I would say it's cheaper to just stay home and watch it, but we all know how that went. We had that conversation last week.
Mhm.
It's not becoming any cheaper to watch at home. So it's now you might as well got to go somewhere, the Buffalo Wild Wings somewhere, watch it where you can watch the games for free and act like you're going to eat some wings or something.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we went down to the sports book and watched it. And I mean, granted, outside, we did get some food and some drinks, but I mean, it wasn't too crazy.
What sportsbook?
Westgate.
Okay, not bad.
It was
not
nice.
bad.
It was nice. They got a
So,
good sports
The
book.
fan experience, I don't know. It's just becoming, it's not becoming any better than it used to be. I really feel like we need to, well, not we.
Hey,
the NFL needs
The
to.
Niners are trying to change that, right? You see, they're
Are
going
they
to
doing
have
$5 tickets?
they're going to have a $5 ticket
Yup.
game.
I
So
like
I'm
that.
excited for that.
When's
I like-
that game going to be in?
They,
28?
I don't think that they disclosed it, but
3 years from now?
No, I think it's one of the games this year. I think that they're doing it.
I think you have to be local though. So it's
Maybe.
it's for the Bay Area
You
people.
find somebody with an address.
Yeah.
He'll be all
so
right.
excited about that.
All right.
Changing things. Hey, you guys, thanks for watching the show. Appreciate you so much. Thursday Night Football. Tune in next week and see how we did. Let's go.
Let's go.
go.